Looking good. Record. Alright. Now this. Alrighty. Today I want to work on professions. Due to the fact that my well, professions have been lacking in many regards. There we go. Okay. So let's see. All right. Oh, actually, one thing I need to check. We can do these two. Where'd you go? Probably stream for a couple hours and then work on the edit. Okay. Sure, you'll do. Give me something good. Give me something good. Or, you know, don't. Seems a bit rude. Called it. Alright. Yeah, now it's literally just hoping to get something through the discoveries. I'm not missing anything from here, am I? No. Okay.
Our miners had to leave their tools behind when the Nerubians attacked. Please retrieve them.
And I get to kill these guys? Sweet. If that's not a win-win. Alright. Head into the mines. I yearn for the mine. Thankfully I was smart enough to actually get skinning on my demon hunter. So I can actually have all my leather workers leatherworking. I don't know why it took me so long to think about that, but finally did it. Ooh, herb down here. And do something real quick. Open you, open you, open you. All right. 2 more Nerubians and 1 more pair of tools. Hello, friends. I always mess up those for some reason.
Thank you. We'll go back for the rest when the Nerubians are gone for good.
Sounds like a plan. Well, that's convenient. I get a portal on out of here. Or, you know, I don't. Whatever. I wasn't banking on that or anything. Stealthy, stealthy, stealthy. I have a very lofty goal for the video after I finish up with Juen. Would like to get a Danath video out by... oh. Hopefully by the time that the Arathi update happens. Will that happen? Probably not. But it is a goal of mine. It shouldn't be that difficult since I've already done a video on Danath already. But I want to expand on his background, so I'll be redoing the script for it. And yeah, I still have to edit Juen and get his video finished and scheduled. But we shall see. Rude. Yo, yo, work, how you doing? That's why. Platforms. I hate when I have to re-sign into everything because it just wants to be stupid. Number of scopes. What the balls does that mean? So I have to let it do the other thing. Alright. Good to go, I think. Yeah. In theory. Feeling completely annihilated in the happiest country in the world. Well, that doesn't sound like, super great. What has you feeling annihilated? Just life in general? Or has today just been a bit rougher than the others? I'd say it's a pretty valid reason. Job market that tough, I'm assuming. Yeah, similar thing in the States. Buddy of mine was jobless for probably a good couple years, I think. He finally just got a job, but it was a very long road indeed, which I think is a much more common deal, which absolutely sucks. Do you have friends or something like that you can stay at, so that way you're not living on the street or anything resembling that? Hey, nothing wrong with crashing at mom's. Gotta do what you gotta do. And besides, when you actually get a job, you'll, I'm assuming, save some money by living with her, and that way you can build yourself back up. Sadly, I have no doubt that you'll continue to hear it, because that's what the press has to get out the good parts of the country or state or whatever you might live in.
Many wares.
So sadly, I don't think you're going to hear the end of happiest country in the world or anything like that. Legion. Yeah, don't need that, don't need that. Have to check. I don't think I need those though. Should probably actually start using some of this. Oh, I don't need that, that's for sure. I, surprisingly enough, don't use mana. Yeah, I don't disagree, but I don't know where they get their metrics or how they judge it.
Friend of the Grummles.
You'd have to do some deep dive information to figure out where they actually get their metrics.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
Because I have no idea. I don't pay attention to other people's crap going on. I just focus on my own because I stress about my own stuff enough. I don't need to worry about my country or the world. I very much keep to myself and just try to get through day by day. As anyone does. Basic necessities like water. Sure. So it's more of just a general, all this stuff is free, so it has to be happy. I'd be curious what would happen if they actually went around and took a poll or did an online version of it and just like rate the happiness kind of thing. I mean, well, of course not. Why would they take into account other things? Again, none of it surprises me. No different than how stupid some people can be. You have to really impress me to show how stupid you can be. Because with how much I dealt with during my delivery days, yeah, you have to set a pretty high or low bar depending on how you want to see it. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I personally don't go outside too much, but I can imagine living in darkness for a long enough time will kind of screw you up. think Alaska has that. To where for 6 months or whatever out of the year, it's just perpetual night or something. Or some semblance of time. But you'll get through it one way or the other. All you can do is try and make the next day a little better than the last. Good thing is that you're not homeless, and you at least have a place to go. I call that a win. Yeah, I could see the frustration there. But people get through it, one way or the other. Like I said, all you can do is try and make tomorrow a little better than the last day. But there is good in your life, obviously. You have a mom who's willing to let you come back and live with her if needed. From there, I'm guessing there's not a time limit on that, so you can hopefully find a job and then save some money and then move on from there. So, could be worse. I don't think anyone believes articles. For the most part, don't believe online articles like they used to. Everyone nowadays is trying to get clicks and views, so for anyone to believe it at face value and say that that's obviously true is probably an idiot. So I don't think it's gonna spread like wildfire like you might be thinking. It's like I said, anyone with half a brain knows that any article, any news source, any TV show, any whatever, is all about trying to get the clicks and the views. So they're obviously going to over-dramatize the good or the bad to make it seem better or worse than it actually is. So, I have no doubt that some people might believe that, but majority take it with a grain of salt and all that. So, I can guarantee you that's probably not the case, because I certainly didn't. A lot of people don't think about other countries. Like, we're dealing with our own stuff. Same thing with many times from outsiders. Sure, many times, but there's more than those outsiders that you've talked to in the world, so I mean, it's a small majority. It's kind of like when I've heard women say that all men are pigs, or I've heard men say all women suck, or all women are terrible, blah, blah, blah. Generalizing is wrong. It's not a true fact. You can say many, some, sure, the ones you've met, sure, but generalizing, saying everyone thinks this, or vast majority say this, it's just wrong. End of the day, you've run into a small contingent of outsiders that have gone to Finland. And so, sure, it's annoying hearing it the same thing from those contingent, but I can guarantee you, among my friend group or family, we don't talk about other countries. We don't really think about them. We're dealing with our own crap. And sure, if they go and travel, they might run upon that article and go, ooh, happy. But, end of the day, it's not a common talking point around the table. So annoying, yes, but it's no different than how, I mean, how's it going, Mr. Lothar? Morning, afternoon, evening. It's really all the same at this point. Any country in Nordics is doing actually not that bad. It's Norway, they're true kings. Well, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, end of the day, I get that it's annoying, but it's no different than in customer service when the amount of times you've said something and people have the same response back, but they think they're creative and they think that you might be the first time you've heard it, when in reality it's the 7th time you've heard it that morning. It gets annoying, but in the grand scheme of things, you've talked to a small contingent of people, and the vast majority don't do that. Annoying, yes, but it doesn't speak for the majority. That's always my pet peeve, when I would hear a woman or guy say that, you know, all men suck or all women are terrible. And it's going, no, the women or men you've met and interacted with in that way are terrible or suck in that way. Maybe you just suck, you know, at picking. It's likely. I have great resources as far as I know. Pay their national debt. Yeah, I believe it. I know America's debt is quite high, but like I said, I genuinely don't think of any of this crap. I just try to get through each day and deal with my own stuff. If I start trying to think of the problems of the country, other nations, stuff, wars in other places, I'd go insane. And to be fair, I just don't care. It doesn't affect me, and at the end of the day, it's not going to behoove me to actually overthink it, think about it, try to plan X, Y, and Z. Hell if I know. Like I said, I genuinely don't think about it. It's very high. That's all I know. And at the end of the day, I don't care. I genuinely don't. It's not my business. I'm not going to be taking care of it. I can't take care of it. I can barely pay my own bills. So why the hell would I care about the national debt that someone else's problem at the end of the day? Like, you might underestimate how little I give a crap. I'm just trying to deal with my own stuff and get through day by day. That's literally it. I don't try and overcomplicate my life more than I already do with making my videos. I just deal with my own stuff, man. I have no shits to give for dealing with other countries' crap, my own country's crap. I'm just trying to deal with myself. I'm just trying to get through to the next day. That's all I'm trying to do. And to not have debt collectors calling me. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm a very simple guy. I just want to do my own thing and deal with my own stuff. I don't want to get into other people's business. I don't, just deal with my own thing. Like trying to finally level my professions that I've been sorely lacking for many years. Typically I don't even get into professions until usually like the expansion's about to end, and then I just go on a day of trying to level everything, and then I get bored. I don't know why. The only thing that's mildly annoying, I think, with the current profession deal is like rank 1, 2, and 3. I am one of the most simple guys, I think. I just want to do my own thing and get my own stuff done. I put enough stress on myself. I don't need someone else to be putting extra stress on me. Like that's my big thing. I put enough stress on myself. I don't need to worry about other countries, my own country's crap, other people's crap. Don't care. Not my issue. Like it, yeah. I am a very simple guy. I do not require much. Ooh, double herbs. Sweet. I see one over here? No. Saw a previous one, but not a current one. I will say I do look forward to being done with Pandaria for a bit. I could just never get into that expansion. The lore is cool, but at the same time it's just never been my favorite. And the problem with Celestials is the fact that they all basically did the same thing. And so it's kind of one of those, when I put the supercut together, the last probably 3 sections is going to sound very similar. Because they basically did the same thing. I mean, I remember when Pandaria came out and it was just, I couldn't really get behind the Pandaren as, like, for playing them. Certain classes I could deal, but then you have, like, I never really could get behind them as rogues. I just always thought it was so funny. And I say their lore is cool, but it just never drew me in as much as Burning Crusade or a lot of the other stuff. And also trying to pronounce the names is very frustrating. Because it's sometimes very subtle with how you actually pronounce them, and so it can get very annoying after recording for a while. But I'm glad I'm doing them now. But also I know that the videos aren't going to do that well. Like, Pandaria was never a hugely popular expansion, at least to my knowledge. Maybe the numbers say something different, but I remember a lot of people at the time weren't the biggest fans. And so, for me, yeah. For those who enjoy Pandaria, I hope they enjoy the videos. Well, I hope everyone enjoys the videos. But I just have this feeling that they're not really going to do that well overall. Which is fair. But it's also a grander scheme of things for me when I do the Wild Gods video. How much do I have? I don't think the Nath will do that well, but might bring a little something with the Arathi release. And then hopefully Ashbringer will bring in some peepers. That'd be cool. Although it's gonna be a very long video, so we'll see. End of the day, just keep trudging along. Underground.
These constructs once protected the Isle, but this one's programming has been damaged. It will not distinguish between friend and foe.
And it hits
With an
like a
empty
truck.
Stomach, a Ramolith has one directive: to eat. Help guide this one's hunger into a constructive activity.
Ramolith on Ramolith violence, man.
Nothing is better than
okay.
a leveled field and a happy Ramolith. Thank you, Outlander.
For special unlock. That's something I never have done. Still don't know what makes it special. Okay. Oh, cinder bees. Jesus. Yeah, those things suck. Where you go? Where you go? I always forget what building it's on the corner of. Bloody hell. Is it over here? Oh, is it over here, I think. Oh, yeah, I was right. Wrong building, right area. Nerds. Alright, 10 more minutes.
These constructs once protected the Isle, but this one's programming has been damaged. It will not distinguish between friend and foe.
Sweet. Perfect timing. Alright. Well. What? Why y'all attacking me? I was trying to help you and then you just go and attack. That just seems very rude. And now you're dead. Oh wow. Fix this just a little bit. Being a crafty little devil. Precocious little scamp. No Lotus. What the hell is that? I don't think I've gotten that before. If I have, I never paid attention to it. Cool. Over here. Yep. I normally am not awake at this time. Had a headache yesterday and came home and fell asleep around like 10 p.m. 9:30. I usually never go to bed that early. Lucky. And yeah, woke up like I think at 4 in the morning and just couldn't get back to sleep. Although more than likely I'll end up taking a nap or something like that later. But I figured I would test out and see how streaming this early does. From what I've noticed, it seems like more of my audience is on later on into the like nighttime, my time. I would guess maybe because people like to listen to me as I go to sleep, maybe. But it's all about experimentation. Down here. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to wake you, buddy. In my defense, you were underground, so I couldn't see you. But really, I'm the innocent bystander and you attacked me. That's all I'm saying. Bad Ramamouth. Don't charge at me, only I charge at you. Alright, thing like spawned and despawned right away. Seems a bit rude. Okay. Game crash? Yeah, game crash. Because it just loves me. Close program. Start. Do 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 do. Come on. I swear I'm gonna throw my computer against a wall. It's been good to me, but sweet Jesus, it causes so much frustration. Why'd you go onto that screen? Don't understand. Options. All right, now we need to do this. Full screen. What's going on, Croach? How's your day going? All right. Oh, that's why. Jeez. How's it going, Croach? WoW's just hating me right now. Nothing new. Or at least my computer, I should say. Chill day for you. Nice. That's going alright for me. I had a headache yesterday when I got home from the movies, and I went to sleep way earlier than I usually do. I think I fell asleep at 9:30, 10 o'clock, which I never do. Like, ever. I should probably start getting on some sort of schedule like that, but yeah. So I passed out around 9:30, 10, and then woke up I think around 4 in the morning, roughly.
I have
And
many wares.
couldn't sleep. Couldn't get back to sleep, so just decided to stay awake. I might end up passing out and taking a nap later on in the day, but yeah, right? Especially for me when my usual kind of beddy by time is midnight, 1 in the morning. Even when I would be going to work, I usually go to bed around that time. Since I wouldn't start work until 10:45, I think it was. So yeah, I was done. It got a little better through the movie, but as it went on, my head started to hurt more and more, and I was just having issues. So I got home and
Your feet find
I was gonna actually work on more of the Juan video, and finish that recording, but that did not happen at all. There was zero chance of that going down. I was looking forward to playing online with a friend of mine, and that didn't happen. So today, hopefully, I'll be able to play online with her for a bit, and then I finished the recording for Juen, but I need to get the I need to actually do the edit for it so I can get that finished, and then I can start on the Danath video, which, if things go well, which means that I don't get distracted and actually stay pretty focused for quite a while, which probably won't happen. I would like to have that video out by the 17th, so when the Arathi video when the Arathi update drops. That would normally be pretty easy, but I think I want to redo the script for Danath, since I've already done his video before. But I feel like there can be more added to it. So I'm basically just doing a whole new video for him. But at the same time, I just listen through the Danath video again and see how it sounds to me. Because best case, I can just add on for the War Within stuff with Danath rather than redoing all of it. But I feel like I cut a lot out when I did that video, because it seems super short for his history, but at the same time, he doesn't have a whole lot of history in game. So, oh yeah, and then after I do Danath, I'll be working back on the Mograine video, which that's gonna be a ways. Well, maybe not a ways, but it will take longer than my originally estimated time frame in my head. But the nice thing is that I currently am about 2 weeks ahead on videos, because I have Yulon coming out Friday, and then Juen will be scheduled for the following Friday, and then might change it to Saturday, I'm not sure. Either way, later next week Yulon will be coming out, and then Juen will be scheduled for the following week. And so thankfully what I can hopefully do is kind of strictly focus more on Mograine and Sylvanas, so I can actually start getting those videos done. I've been wanting to do Sylvanas forever, but I've been overanalyzing like a mofo, and so I might need to either A, just kind of buckle down and do what I know, or really buckle down and go through the very tedious process of reading through the Sylvanas book, noting down all that happens, have it rewritten into something cohesive and all that. But yeah, those are two I really want to get done. According to some outside tools saying that Mograine might be a good one for a topic, because I guess it's still getting searched for like Ashbringer and whatnot. And apparently Arthas is still pretty popular, which I guess isn't too shocking, but at the same time kind of shocking, with there's really not any new lore from him. But wait, Verdant Seed, oh, that's crystallized, that's right. But I might try and do an Arthas video as well, sooner rather than later. But I'm glad you're excited for him. I'm looking forward to getting some of the bigger ones out there, since I'm curious how they'll do and pull in people. Yeah, I mean, they definitely are popular characters. I guess for me, I kind of think of if there's nothing really new to be added, that people won't be looking to hear their stuff, but at the same time, if they're a favorite character, they don't really care about new lore, they just want to hear about the character in general, so that could be it. Arthas is just kind of that perpetually talked about character. And same with Illidan. But yeah, there's so many characters I want to do and work on. Like, I'd like to do a Malfurion. I mean, obviously the big ones: Tyrande, Jaina, Varian, Malfurion, Bane, so on and so forth. Ooh. I don't know if I did a supercut of Garrosh and Grommash. Because that'd be kind of a good supercut. You know, father and son, the duality of parenthood or something. I don't know. But I think Garrosh is still fairly popular. Grommash maybe not so much, but maybe a package deal? And my reason for wanting to do the Nath right now is it ties in together with the Arathi update, obviously, but I want to do a Sons of Lothar video, and so the only ones I need to do to complete that is Kurdran and Turalyon. So after I do Danath and update his, I can dive into Kurdran. His history isn't that extensive, so it shouldn't be super difficult in theory. Turalyon is going to be a different story. Oh yeah. God damn it. Fine. Y'all want to die? Let's die. But yeah, I mean, there's pretty much endless video ideas when it comes to WoW. Okay, that was close. Yeah, I should look into doing a video on Sourfang. With how popular he was for a while, I think it would be pretty good. I do know I'll probably stay clear of Pandaria for a while. Never been my favorite expansion, so kind of hard for me to get into doing the videos. Oh yeah. And the things like outside the game itself can also be even more interesting, especially when, as someone who never really read them before, didn't know about a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, and I mean, the nice thing is that there's more than just the basic lore of, you know, talking about a character or his own. There's theories on why this might have happened, or top 10 lists, or, you know, spooky areas in the game, or theories on future things, so on and so forth. I mean, it's damn near endless, honestly, with what you can make for the content. I don't know if I'll ever break out into the space and be doing it full time and all that fun jazz, but I know that at the end of the day, there's pretty much no chance that I'm going to run out of stuff to talk about. Oh yeah, player-made myths, different events in the game that kind of added to lore itself. I mean, kind of like notorious events of, what was it, not Black Blood. It was the event where literally scientists studied to test an outbreak and how people might react to it. The blood incident from Classic, where one of the bosses from Zul'Gurub, I believe? I think it was ZG, gave a debuff and it infected people with this the debuff, obviously, that killed them or turned them into something, and it spread everywhere, and like devs had to actually come in and take care of it because there was no way of doing it.
Triggering extreme aggression instead.
And also just like various quest lines that were kind of notorious or darker than maybe you realized or you remembered or got changed. It was hilarious when it happened. I don't think I was playing when it did, or if I did, it was like I was offline. But yeah. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was called. It was Hakar's debuff, that's it. It was like they're pretty sure it was ZG, but yeah. He gave it to the hunter's pet and the hunter dismissed it. And I can't remember if it was like he intended to do that or he or she, the person didn't know that it would transfer once he summoned his pet in a city. And yeah. It spread a lot. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much that can be talked about within WoW, and I hope to be able to grow the channel more and more to where I can really set more time into each video and do all that. But currently for me, the problem right now for me is that it's the virtual pandemic. Absolutely. Well, I'm pretty sure they even called in scientists or scientists studied it to test what would happen in a real pandemic. And yeah, it was pretty crazy, I think. Okay, get you. And then you're going to shoot me. Yes, for some case studies, exactly. It's just nuts how that happened. But yeah, I mean, I hope to be able to grow the channel to that point to where I can actually focus on one video at a time and post it when I'm ready. But problem right now is I don't feel like I'm at the point to where YouTube isn't going to punish me, kind of a thing, for not posting more consistently. So I really try and keep to about a video a week. Even though I know a lot of people have commented saying that, you know, take your time, do whatever. But I've noticed that even the ones that I take my time and release later on, they obviously don't always do as good as one would hope.
Stop the kobolds plundering Morning Rise. Use explosives to collapse their tunnels.
Yeah, no matter what, I mean, any person who posts videos to YouTube, you're at the mercy of the algorithm. But there's plenty of ways you can kind of skew it in your favor. I feel like once you get to a certain level of viewership, you can kind of guarantee X amount of views, kind of a thing. I'm not at that point in the least. Like, I have some videos that are still doing really well today that I posted 6 months ago, kind of a thing. Yeah, I have tried shorts here and there. So the funny thing is that shorts usually will bring in subscribers, but they won't transfer over to long form. Because, I mean, typically shorts viewers are very different mindset-wise from long form. And so typically the shorts viewers are going to be not even specifically someone who like maybe they're just waiting at the DMV or something like that and just kind of scrolling absent-mindedly, which understandable. But obviously it doesn't always transfer to long form, so even if they do hit subscribe, it might be based on they're hoping for more of the short form content, when in reality that's not what I do. You might have the occasional one where it does work as intended to, ooh, I want to know more about this. So they go and click on the actual video that's linked to it, and then you have a new long form subscriber, which is great. But like I say, it's kind of it's a fickle deal. But I will say I was surprised by the fact that my shorts brought in a few subscribers, but really not as many as I was half expecting with my previous experience with shorts. So I don't know if like they converted well or what, but I have thought about trying to do more shorts and stuff. For me with shorts, it's one of those things where I don't really want to try to do shorts only video, because that also takes away from, you know, already what I'm doing. And it's just one less thing I want to stress about or think about or try to edit for that. So it's recommended to do shorts specific. I am not gay. Sadly, I guess. I am hetero. But yeah, it's just no matter what, you're kind of bouncing between all the different ideas and questions of maybe this will work, maybe that'll work. Currently 33. Bollocks. Alright. Let's see if we can survive this. Oh, 30 seconds. Thought it was like 5 minutes for that cooldown. I will definitely have fun with my game. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ideas of how to maybe get this growing or get that. But like I say, it's just constantly trying to figure out what'll peak and what'll do better and all that. Or fused Luna Drop. I just wrecked like half of the people in this cave, and you think you're gonna take me down? Rude. Wait, where's the entry? Oh, there it is. Although, also, it doesn't help that I'm a very bad salesman, so in theory, I could probably have a few more likes and subscribers, but I just always hate asking. I know it's a very YouTuber thing to do, and I understand why people do it, but I just get annoyed. I'll do it occasionally, but not to the extent that I probably should be doing if I really want to get that extra engagement on videos and stuff. We don't have time for a show, we must herb. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, with Croach. Because, yeah, that's also... I kind of struggle with how much I really want to try to focus on analytics and stuff. Because I really hate stressing or thinking about how long someone's watching, how's the thumbnail look, blah, blah, blah. I really hate thinking about that. I hate dealing with it, so I really don't. Like, if I'm interested in covering a topic, then I'll cover it. It's not a... More often than not, it's not something that I think of, okay, this is going to be the most popular, this is trending right now, and all this other stuff. If I was a better YouTuber or a good YouTuber, probably. But watch a lot of content creators and streamers do well, in my opinion, of self-promotion, just being a gamer, enjoying his game. Thank you. I try to be. I know that, like, during my videos, people have suggested I, pop in a, hey, if you're liking the video so far, be sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more, stuff like that. But I wouldn't do it for every video, because from a personal standpoint, when I've found a creator that I like to watch and I start, like, binging their content, my mind has this habit of really focusing hard on one thing when it hears it. And so there's one creator that I watched, and his outro is, if you like the video, be sure to comment, like and subscribe, all this other stuff. Which, again, I get it. But the problem for me is that with how my brain, for some reason, seems to work, it fixates on that. So even if his videos are 20 to 30 minutes each, my brain just keeps hearing that over and over, and it gets really annoying, even though there is a good distance between them. It's just, yeah. And so I'll do it like every X amount of video. I have no idea, but some amount of videos I'll, pop it in. Hey, if you're liking this so far, do that. But on the whole, I just hate doing it. That's the honest truth. But I'm glad that you think that my self-promotion is solid. And I always find it funny when people will ask me about different lore questions and all this other stuff, and with sub button stuff. Yeah, I have thought about doing that. Doing either the stuff that pops up or whatever. I just keep forgetting to put it into my video, because I have a couple titles like that I can just literally pop in, but I just keep freaking forgetting. But I might try those on next few videos and see, because I don't mind that so much, because I don't feel it like ruins the flow of a video. But you have the creators who will, once in the beginning, once in the middle, and once at the end, remind you, hey, if you're enjoying it, be sure you like and subscribe. And it's like, buddy, there's a limit. There is a limit, and you've crossed it, and it just ruins the flow. But yeah, I'll have to try that. But it's really funny for me with doing the channel and stuff like that, and my brain, like, I do all these videos and I feel like people think that I remember a lot more than I do, and I really don't. Like, it's not from lack of interest in the game. My brain just does not retain. I remember certain, like, bits, little tidbits here and there, but I couldn't go into a deep dive on, you know, X, Y, and Z just off the top of my head more often than not. And it's always kind of funny to me when I'll just be like, I honestly can't remember. I did the video, but I have basically no memory. Like, I'm genuinely just a dude who enjoys playing the game, like to learn a little bit. Through doing the video, when I'm doing it, I'm like, ooh, that's cool. This area did that, or this guy or gal did that. But yeah, it always kind of gives me a little chuckle. I don't know if people expect me to be able to rattle off WoW lore at the drop of a hat, but that is very much not how my brain works. Also look at the animations that I have, though. I might want to see about doing some other stuff. Ooh, 24 seeds, that's awesome. I think my only real annoyance with the new profession stuff is I don't really totally get the ranks of each of the herbs that you can get. So you got, you know, first, second, and third rank. I'm assuming that has to do with the quality of the product you can make out of it. But it's kind of just more annoying. I don't know. I haven't really dove into professions to know the huge difference or how this helps that or whatever, but I definitely preferred the simple, you know, Dreamleaf is Dreamleaf. Khadgar's Tear, I think it is. I think that's the one with Khadgar's name. It's like Tear or Whisper or something. What? Oh, it's over here. Alright, now 10 minutes has been up for a while. So let's do a little more experimentation, shall we? Bad Ramolith. Naughty, naughty.
These constructs once protected the Isle, but this one's programming has been damaged. It will not distinguish between friend and foe.
All right. Experimentation. Let's see. Does man, it does not want to give me a new one. Yep, yeah, I do plan to do a Sons of Lothar video because I've already done Valeria, Khadgar, and Danath. I just need to do Kurdrin and Turalian. And so then I can do the big old Sons of Lothar supercut. But what I want to do is I want to work on after I finish UN, I'm gonna work on Danath, which I hope to be able to finish by the time the Arathi update comes in 2 days. And then I want to do... and then I'm going to start working on Mograine and Sylvanas. And that would definitely be the game to do Kirin Tor. I mean, going over just Kirin Tor itself and then kind of like the key members. Which, I mean, obviously Khadgar. I'm seeing her face, but I can't picture the damn name. The one that Khadgar kind of has a crush on. And wow, I see a face and I can't put damn name to him. Romoth? I think it's Romoth. But yeah, I'd be definitely game to do that. Like that's one of the it's like we were talking about earlier. There's basically endless video ideas, which is great. But I just don't have enough time to do everything I want in the time I want to do them, which sucks. No. Oh yeah, it should be a daily.
A lamplighter brings hope.
Oh, I picked the Delves. That's
Don't
why.
give in to fear.
Doesn't the applause mean that it just ended?
Would you like a program? The show must go on.
I'd say.
Come
Yeah.
back soon. There's always something new.
I'm hoping to be able to use the same script and basically the same video that I had for Danath initially when I released that video, but I think it was quite a bit shorter than I thought it should be. So what I might do is just redo the script and kind of expand upon it. what's the thing where I get more, what are these things? Seeds. Was it here? So the inch keys gain 3 perception. Okay, yeah. 30 finesse while gathering herbs. What does finesse do? You have 6% chance to gather more of the primary reagent found here. Okay. Because, yeah, I really want to try and get more seeds more often. I want to collect irradiated. Okay. I feel like irradiated is probably something you don't want to be going near, but I'll take it. So we should probably go to Hollow Fall and then grab what we can find there and plant the seeds. Once we lose the debuff and head back to Dornagal, we'll do that then, I think. Terralion video will probably be about the same length as Alaria. Or as Alaria. Even though they've been alive canonically for thousands of years, they roughly have the same path, so should be about the same length, about an hour I think for Terralion. Courage Drain will probably be about half that, I think. Maybe a little shorter. Might do a video talking about the Sons of Lothar specifically. Gonna have that be the beginning of the video. Since the Sons of Lothar wasn't just those 5, but those are the 5 kind of key members. Alright, so we can start making our way back to Dornagal. Oh, there you are. Perfect. loves to give me mana potions when I don't use mana, which is very inconvenient because you don't have anything else. Yeah.
Faith,
So where?
we must remember both.
Thaumaturgy? Oh, whatever. Oh, okay, it's these. Gotcha. It's your resourcefulness skill and okay. Learn to craft potion cauldrons. Alchemical form. Oh. Yes, I definitely want that. Reduce the risk and increase the. Okay. Let's just go with this. Gain the effects of all inactive. What's going on, bub? How you doing? Saving graces. All dead. Twitch to spill a vial and dissolve yourself. Happy Dad's Day indeed. Hopefully all the dads out there are having a good day. I know my brother's taking a day for himself, I hope. Dude deserves it. Ooh, nice. Happy birthday, Bob. Got anything fun planned for today, or just kind of hanging out and making it a you day? Okay, is there any other ways to... Experimentation... Experimentation... Experimentation, okay. Okay, so... Honor... Honor... Or I guess conquest. Experimentation. Oh, so you can kind of tailor it depending on the ingredients that are used. Okay. Makes a bit more sense. Just chilling. Nice. So you're waiting for a computer, is that right? Or was it something like your internet wasn't able to do it or something? I can't remember exactly what it was. And let's go... Let's go with this one. Hey. Use your chance to discover it that uses herb. If all of its recipes are known, gain +1 maximum potion yield. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Okay, so which ones do I have a lot of? Myco Bloom and Blessing Blossom. Okay. Let's go with Myco Bloom for now. Add-on ban. I didn't know that was a thing. I know that they talked about how, like, they were doing the one button rotation and stuff like that, but it wasn't going to impede on anything really. But I haven't really heard much outside of the initial interview, I think, between Ian and I think there were two, like, really big members of Guild, like Liquid and something like that. So I have no idea. I don't see them banning add-ons though. I can see them trying to implement certain things from add-ons. Anything enhancing combat. Because last I heard in the interview, he was saying that there wouldn't be like an outright ban or anything like that, but it would just be they're trying to make it so that people don't have to go to outside sources to get stuff that should be available in-game when it comes to combat stuff. So like the one button rotation kind of a deal where it's my brain just totally shut off on me. Kitty. What? Huh. Jesus. That's what I get for not sleeping. I'd have to rewatch the interview because I don't remember them saying like about banning add-ons. I remember them specifically saying they weren't going to be banning stuff. I might go through and see if I can find stuff in old combat. One said to be on the chopping block is Healbot. Interesting. I mean, it wouldn't really impact me since none of my stuff does anything with combat. Like, if they got rid of Narcissus, I'd be more upset, but other than that, I really don't use add-ons personally. I never really used Healbot myself. But I don't remember them saying that they were looking to like ban them. They just want to give people the option to have the in-game stuff over going to an add-on that way. It's just that more convenient aspect. Like I said, I'd have to go back and rewatch the interview and see if I just missed something.
What is your command?
Jesus. I heal on my main right now, and if they knock off healing add-ons, I'm not healing anymore. On the opposite, I've never used add-ons to heal or anything like that. It wouldn't change anything for me. I don't use add-ons in... I don't do raiding too much, but LFR, PvP, stuff like that, I don't care. Never cared for add-ons too much, barring like the obvious kind of like deadly boss mods or stuff like that. Yeah. I'm just getting really confused. I think I figured it out, but it just... I've healed without add-ons for most of my WoW career, basically. So it really doesn't affect me. Like, I've just kind of gotten used to it. Sometimes I can, you know, mess up here and there, but yeah, and I mean, even when I did raiding, I just never cared for it. It was never a thing for me. But I can see people with, like, competitive sides are really wanting to get the most out of it. I can see them going for it, but it's never been my bag. I tried it with raids in the past, different dungeons. I would probably be a lot better at healing with an add-on to help me out and all that crap, but just never my bag. But I don't remember them ever saying they were gonna ban add-ons. I'm very curious to see where someone actively said that. 'Cause I distinctly remember Ian saying that he doesn't want to, like, get rid of them altogether, but he wants to give people an option to have the in-game version. So the one button deal, and as far as like DBM and stuff like that, he was saying that, well, they're going to try and work on making sure it's more clear of, okay, something's coming, we need to avoid this, move to here, so on and so forth. But I don't remember anything about, like, we are going to ban add-ons, you are all screwed, kind of a thing. So I'm very curious where someone's pulling that, like, verbatim, or if they're trying to read between the lines and go, oh, they're hinting at this. Because like I say, I personally have no memory of Ian saying that they were looking at getting rid of add-ons. But again, maybe I missed something. I mean, I don't know how they would do an in-game version for a heal bot or something like that. I don't think they'd really be able to, because Healbot kind of makes it to where you can... It's been ages since I've used Healbot, but you can, like, hover over... They have, like, a screen over here, and you can left or right click to heal that person, I guess, or something like that. I think. That's how I vaguely recall it, but I only used it for a little time back then. But yeah, I have a hard time believing they would just outright ban add-ons with how essential some people just rely on them. Because while I personally don't really use many add-ons, barring a few here and there, like Narcissus to get thumbnail stuff, Alt Vault just for my alt hoariness, so I know what's on stuff, but nothing that in any way really... Is it on the bottom or top? Yeah. Nothing that really changes how I play too much, it's just that convenience. Talk about macros in a minute. Macros, yeah. That's possible. I don't know if you could really... I guess you could, but it would take some pre-programming, I think, like per raid. But I've only used macros... Again, that was something that I tried many moons ago. I use it occasionally, but I never cared for it. Just never my bag. I'd probably be a better WoW player if I actually used macros and thought about more stuff, but I really don't. It should be over here. Oh, you jerks. Okay, not what I wanted to do. I mean, it's all you can do. Like I said, I'd have to actually hear the interview or what part they're talking about, because I have no memory of them actually, of Ian saying we're trying to ban add-ons. I feel like that's someone reading between the lines, because everything that I heard in the interview, if we're talking about the same one, was that they're not trying to ban them, they're just trying to give people the option to not have to go to add-ons, kind of a deal. So it's like, if you prefer to use, you know, whatever add-on you want, fine, but there is an in-game version that you can use that might be basically the same, to where you don't need to rely on that. Because even Ian, you know, complimented add-on makers, saying that some of the stuff that was used on add-ons that people started to use so often, we just implemented in the game. So I have a hard time thinking they're just going to ban the add-ons. That just seems, like I say, it seems like someone trying to read between the lines and that there's nothing to read between, kind of a deal. It's over here. Is it over here? Belladar's. I think it's... Oh, it's here. Where the hell am I? Okay, yeah, it's over here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I could be wrong, and maybe I totally missed it, but I don't... I feel like it'd be a very bad way to do an interview, basically saying, we hate add-ons, you will not get to use them. Especially with them trying to not piss off the fan base as a whole. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. So like I said, I mean, if that is a direct quote, I'd be curious. But otherwise, it just sounds... It sounds more like someone just trying to cause some drama. Or if they would simplify how many spells a healer needs. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that would be a pretty deep dive into minimalizing it. Like, for me, my druid, it's pretty easy. It's not really super overcomplicated. All the ones that I've personally healed on in, you know, different dungeons and stuff, doesn't seem too overcomplicated, but I guess if you're farming the keys and all that stuff, it could be much more compared to what I usually do. I'm also very much a solo player, so probably doesn't help. All right, I'll help you. Over here. Okay. Heal on a priest, Resto Druid isn't quite my thing, but I will in a pinch. I did Resto Druid in Classic. Yeah, I've always preferred Resto Druid. Like, I've healed on Priest, Paladin, I've healed on all of them to varying degrees as far as how much I actually use them, but Druid's always been the one I go back to, but that's also mainly because of PvP, and I really find it fun to heal on a Druid in PvP. I'm gonna also try and heal with my Priest a bit more, because I think Priests are pretty fun with just kind of running around and throwing I think it's the Prayer of Healing. The one that bounces from person to person. And all of that, but I've also just always preferred PvP. Okay. In Classic, I still played my Druid, but I really wasn't doing anything specific with it because I didn't get to max level until Burning Crusade. But I played a lot. Prayer of Mending, okay, yeah, I was sorrowfully underpowered. What is just the heal it gives is pretty minute compared to what damage is being put out most of the time, I'm guessing. It feels more like the in a pinch to give you that last chance to get a shield on him or something kind of a deal. Whenever you decide to play WoW, I need to try Pally healing. Never really clicked. I liked Pally healing in raids and stuff, or dungeons for the most part, but I got so used to running around and like not having to worry about stopping and doing heals that it was really hard for me to gravitate to a class that is all about standing still and healing. So that was always my tough bit. But I do like Pally healing. I remember a buddy of mine in high school, he knew a paladin who basically, like, there was an ability where you get, whenever you crit, you get a 50% chance to gain, I think, half of the mana back or gain back the mana or whatever. So there was a paladin in his guild that just never ran out of mana. Endgame, its numbers just aren't high enough. That's why Dis is big right now. Gotcha. Kinda had a feeling. I'll have to do more Dis healing, because since I know Discipline is kind of the one mostly used for PvP, it'd be good to mess around with that some more. I remember Discipline was like top tier healing back in, I think, Burning Crusade. Oh, Battle Res is always amazing. That was always something that people talked about whenever you would sign up for a raid or whatever. Just make sure that your battle res is off cooldown and stuff. I want to say they're the only class with a battle res. I think you can get a toy that allows you to battle res, but I can't remember. It's like the... Oh, DK does? Okay. I forgot. Was it actually a battle res? I thought it was just like you bring them back as a ghoul or something like that. But I forgot that they could actually battle res. Because I remember like an early version of the talent was that they would bring you back as a ghoul for 5 minutes or something. Used to be that. Okay, so I'm not crazy. What's going on, Gooseman? Hope your day's going well. There's the ghoul, but there's an actual res now. Okay. It's been a minute since I've actually like looked at my Death Knight's abilities, but I just remember it being the like you res your guilty or, you know, res the person as a ghoul and then they fight for you for 5 minutes and then they end up dying. So it was never like a true battle res, just more of the, well, we just need a little more damage. Of course, this was very early DK, like when DK was first year or two out, I believe. My day's going all right. Just a little tired from my sleep schedule being all sorts out of whack. Well, that was convenient. Just propelled me straight to it. Takes the intent. Well, I mean, that makes sense. To bring someone back it takes a hefty toll, so I would assume it takes all the runes. If it didn't, I'd be a bit worried. That would definitely be cool if they had more unique things like that. I think one annoying thing is that as WoW's kind of gone, is they've kind of tried to make every class be able to do like everything. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of hunters having the quiver and bows and, you know, ammo sacks and bullets to carry around. I always liked that part of hunter. It did get annoying when you know, went into a dungeon and you realize, oh, I need more ammo. But I thought it was just a cool thing for class fantasy, but I also can understand how a lot of people would hate it. Yep, over here. Yeah, retail loses some of the uniqueness, but I've always losing some of the uniqueness, but you gain a lot of cool things. So it's a trade-off. But I think it's awesome that they give you that option to be able to go back and actually, you know, experience all that for yourself. Raise ally, okay. That makes sense. And then you explode? No, apparently not. Jeez. Summoned everyone. Alright, Bobby, take care of yourself. Happy Dad Day to you, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. don't know why I'm squishing the grubs, but I have been told to squish the grubs. Okay. Cave Dweller's Delight. And some wax. Love it. It's beautiful. Alright, more disturbed earth. So many flowers. Give me flowers. I don't know how many seeds we have between each other, but dear God, it's like endless. All right, cool. Now we go on to seek more herbs. Oh, over here.
The lamplighters are stretched thin. For the Arathi to survive, we must settle in lands shadowed from Beladar's light.
The darkness strikes out with threats not even our key flames can dispel. Aid us, outsider. Be our beacon in the darkness.
Over here. But I think that's gonna do it for me today. Getting a little tired. I might go lay down and take a nap or something. But hopefully gonna finish the GWN video today and then get that scheduled and hopefully have Danath done in time for the Arathi release. But thanks everyone for hanging out and chatting. It's appreciated. And I hope that the rest of your day goes well. And I'm going to go and do something. But alrighty. Take care of yourself. Hope you have a good day or night. And I will see you in the next one. Of the last few XPs, any of the level of BC? I mean, unless have there been any on the level? For me personally, BC will always be kind of top tier. Honestly, I am very biased towards that, so I make no no illusion towards thinking that it's that I'm not. But I just always love BC. But I think Legion was also really fun with the, you know, legendaries and stuff like that. Wrath I never cared for as much when it was released. Like, I remember not liking the leveling gear. I thought it looked just bad, so I had a really hard time actually leveling through Wrath. It was just never my... And at the time I didn't really know anything about, like, Arth as a story or anything like that, so I wasn't glued in by that. I just remember having a hard time leveling through Wrath because I hated the look of the leveling gear, and so it was really hard to stay on a character that I just hated looking at. But yeah, I mean, there's been a couple... I think there's been things with each expansion that I've liked over previous ones, but nothing that really has the same excitement that I had for Burning Crusade or how much I kind of try-harded in that expansion. But like I say, like, I enjoyed the garrisons in WoD, which is a very, very small contingent of people, that's for sure. Shoot. Pandaria, I love the look of it, and just... I love the look of all of them, but I don't know. Pandaria just had like that serene feeling. Legion, I thought the legendaries were awesome. Each one having like their own order hall, and you were the leader of it, and you got to level up. You had your own story. I thought that was really cool. Which is even cooler now that I'm actually going back through and experiencing them now. And then BFA might be the only one where I didn't care as much. I hated that the gear could hurt you. I always hated that. Because if you didn't have a cloak that had enough resistance to the corruption, using your abilities could actually cause you to lose health, which I thought sucked. I understand the reason as far as, well, you get the farm up the cloak and everything like that. Yeah, that was, I always hated that. I like the overall story and actually going back to like old god stuff, but yeah, I always hated that. Dragonflight. There was a lot of good with Dragonflight, I thought. Shadowlands. Well, I know people have a lot of hate for that expansion. I don't have that much hate compared to others, I think. Like, I enjoyed the zones. I thought were really cool. The idea of each person has their own afterlife and how it's decided. The only thing I wish they would have like expanded on was they said like, you know, the Arbiter picks your afterlife, which is great. But there's no chance that every soul fits into each of the five houses that we explore. Because, I mean, some people may just want to chill in a meadow and, you know, take naps and hang out with, you know, their deceased family or something like that. And there isn't really a specific zone for that. So, because like Bastion was about kind of the protectors in a way, you know, they just want to do the right thing and are very just. Now Drax's was about just fighting in general. Like you have a warrior and you just want to keep on fighting. Revendreth was the wild gods, essentially, and like the spirits and the ones who were really connected to nature. And then Revendreth was about redemption. And so but they never really talked about like Lyrith, for example. He was a musician. He doesn't really fit into any of those previous ones, so does he just have his own afterlife that's populated with his memories that he's aware he's dead? I mean, you know, there's a lot more questions I think could have been answered with that. I didn't mind, so I don't really think it's a hot take anymore if people have watched my live streams, because I've talked about this a few times. But I didn't mind the Sylvanas and Jailer story. I know a lot of people have huge hate for the Jailer himself and how Sylvanas turned out. But I feel that on the grand scheme of things, like in the overall story, it works. Their implementation sucked ass, though. I will always wish they had better ways to implement all of that. Because their implementation was crap, but had they put more seeds and all this other stuff throughout either the leveling experience from the beginning kind of a thing to be like, hey, there's a bigger bad out there. You know, we hear of the Jailer, whispers of his name, the Jailer in the myths or whatever. Something like that throughout, and then to my knowledge, there was never any clue or idea that you could like get your soul back from Frostmourne and that you could become whole again, essentially. Because Sylvanas was essentially just her anger and fury and, I mean, disappointment, her guilt, I mean, everything like that just kind of rolled into one manifestation of the Banshee, as far as I understand. But her ranger side was frozen, essentially frozen in time, you know, stolen from her, so she doesn't have any of the compassion, the drive to help and protect. It was all about her and her kind, but not really helping anyone else. When the ranger side of her, when she got her soul back, was going like, what the hell, girl? Why are you murdering all these people? Like, I don't get it. What did the night elves do to you? Why are you killing them all? And, you know, you see that dynamic. I think had they done more of like a, for example, you have her still have like a sliver of her ranger side in her. So you might go up to her in the Undercity. This might have been in like Burning Crusade or Classic or whatever. Some point in a quest line where you walk up and, you know, you have like, you think you're interrupting her because she's talking to someone else, but in reality she's talking to her conscience, her, you know, good ranger side. They give you a hint that there's something else going on, that maybe something can change, kind of a deal. But they never did any of that, so it just kind of dropped on that, hey, he has her soul, and hey, he's here. So I understand the hate for how it was happening, or how it happened. But I think in the overall story it works to have the Jailer, you know, make Frostmourne and corrupt Arthas, but they didn't weave him in well enough to where people liked him. Of course, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people who might disagree with me, which is fine. That's just how I felt. So I mean, each expansion had something that I enjoyed overall. Others might have done this better than that, or like, you know, Burning Crusade I just enjoyed overall. But I'm very biased towards that due to the fact of that was my that was my first expansion, and so I just went so hard on that. It does not want to teach me anything. This is really annoying. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. The class halls seemed cool. Yeah, the class halls were really cool. I never actually completed them when they were live, but I love the idea of it. And going back and actually playing through it, I think, is really fun. Mobile game thing, I could see why it made people upset too. The mobile game isn't like Warcraft Rumble? Or something else? I wasn't expecting to go on that tangent, but I only really started in BFA. There's definitely things I could find and enjoy. Mostly it was side things. Yeah. Main stories, BFA, and Shadowlands never really pulled me in. That's understandable. That's kind of how I am. I don't really dive into the main story for the most part. I mean, even Dragonflight, and even the only reason why I've gotten as like into the current story as I have is because Ilaria was... Oh, the missions got you. Okay. Yeah, I get that. You know, I never hated the missions. I think the problem was that in the beginning with WoD, you could literally make a gold farm from the missions they send you on because they were giving you so much gold, which was great, except not really. But I remember a guildie of mine where she was raking in stupid amounts of gold at the time, and then they eventually nerfed the amount of gold you can get to where you still get enough to, you know, make it worthwhile, but nothing to where you're buying multiple WoW tokens, if that was a thing at the time, which I don't think it was. But yeah, it was pretty absurd. But a lot of people were pissed during WoD due to the fact of the content was just lacking, I guess. And they didn't like the garrisons because it kind of pulled you away from actually exploring the world, because you had a mine, you had herbs, and the only one you actually needed to go out and do was skinning. But even then, you could just really farm in front of your garrison and then run back in. But yeah, the main stories kind of don't always draw me in, but a lot of it is because I can't always do them because they're locked behind raids. But I think with War Within, they've actually gone to the extent of making sure that you can solo stuff, or they have the follower-esque dungeon to where you can get the story of it, but you're just not really going to get the great rewards or anything like that. The one thing with WoW that I think is really consistent is the zones. Like, I have really no complaints of any zone outside of a couple in Classic where they obviously just didn't have time and just left it as it was. But I mean, yeah, the zones I think are always cool. Oh yeah, time travel. Time travel it can be a great tool, but it can also cause quite a bit of confusion and, like, WTF, bruh? Kind of a deal. What the hell is this mount? Fierce Razor Wing. Razor Wing. Dude. Korthia? Okay. Bruh. That's wicked. Oh, gotta reach Exalted, gotcha. What's going on, Zick? I'll probably be ending the stream here shortly, though. My throat's getting a bit worn. I'm just doing dailies. Oh, Dastardly Duos. Nice. How'd the Dastardly Duos go? I still have yet to do them. Near 1 million. Nice. Pretty good. That sounds like it. That definitely sounds pretty good to me. See if I can get lucky. Doesn't look like I'm gonna. So what else? Is there other ways? Almatograph. Okay. Flaming Glory. Yeah, so it looks like that's probably a better one to dive into. Fantastic Flask. Hey, one that I can actually get. Ashkahet. Okay. Yeah, so I went into you. Wait, can I unlock you? Oh, yes. Sweet. Okay, so is that like a new research thing? Almatography. Oh, Philosopher's Stone? You jerk. Okay, how the hell do you get a Philosopher's Stone? Wait, is that something I buy?
I have an extended supply of goods.
I will absolutely buy the crap out of Philosopher's Stone right now. No? So what the hell do you get a Philosopher's Stone? First requires you to have a special tool either in inventory or equipped in your profession tool slot. Wait, is that a tool thing? God damn it. Now I'm curious. I went down a rabbit hole that I didn't intend to go down. But I think that's gonna be where I end it for today. I'll probably try and stream next Saturday. I'm gonna try and do a stream once a week. And I think with how my work schedule will work in the future, I'll have Saturdays off, so I can stream then more consistently. But I know. My throat's kind of giving me trouble. Stream hasn't been going for 24 hours. I'm building up to that. Maybe for the 10K special, I'll do an extra long stream or something. Whenever I possibly hit 10K. I'll do something, I don't know, longer stream or a Q&A or, I'm not sure. Not really thinking about it too much since it's very slow going to get to the magic 10. But it seems like it'll happen some point in the future. So, yeah, I'm gonna hype indeed. Certain things I never thought I would see, and that's 10,000 subscribers. That's for freaking certain. Kind of bonkers, to say the least. But let you guys go, and hope you guys and gals have a good day or night. And I'll see you in the next one. You take care of yourself. And yeah, only about 300 more subs, I think, to 10K. So that's kind of crazy. I think if numbers keep up, it'll be about a month. Just over a month, I think. Yeah, I've gotten like 200 a month for pretty consistently. So yeah, about a month and a half. So it's coming. But take care, and hope you enjoy your day or night. or whatever.